So what's got a V10 8.3 liters, 500 horsepower, 525 foot-pounds of torque, 6-speed manual, rear-wheel drive, and back credit? It's the least practical truck ever created. That's right. Got me another Dodge Ram SRT10. Yes, let's go. So why do I say that this is the least practical truck ever invented? Well, at its core, this is just a Ram 1500. Normally a Ram 1500 can tow about 6,000 pounds. This one can tow 1,300 pounds. That's a jet ski and maybe a dishwasher. But you see that spoiler back there? Can't carry anything over it. No, maybe you can go to IKEA and get a dresser that slides under it. So it's not practical. Is it efficient at least? No. At $4.56 a gallon right now, premium, only use premium, I filled it up with $129. $129, that's true. So it's not practical and it's not efficient. Why do I do this to myself? Because it's fun, because it's fast and it makes noises and it looks cool and it does more donuts than Dunkin' Donuts. It slaps and it's comfortable. It's a palate cleanser. It's like pinching a ball. It just wakes up all the synapses. I don't know, I love it. So what's it like to drive a Ram SRT10, a 2004 truck nowadays? It doesn't ride very well. I mean, the suspension's got more in common with a horse and buggy than modern cars, but then again, you can say that about all modern pickup trucks. It doesn't ride very well. The center of gravity is high up. It doesn't handle very well because of that. The steering, well, the distance between the steering wheel and the front wheels is like 10 feet. So there's not a whole lot of communication in the steering. So it doesn't ride, doesn't handle, doesn't steer very well. The brakes, it's got strong brakes, that's for sure, but it always feels unsettled because there's no weight in the back because it's a pickup truck. So it doesn't brake very well either, but what does it do? It rips. The engine's got power everywhere. 500 horsepower, that just means that the thing rips up the gears very quickly. .410 gears ensure that you're always shifting and the gear ratios are perfectly spaced, so it's so much fun. It's like burnouts are at any speed. It just feels like it's a possibility. On top of that, it's very comfortable. The seats are super comfortable. It's not a quiet vehicle, but it's not too bad. It's got storage space for all sorts of stuff. The air conditioning is very strong. The stereo just blasts. It's got, the modern conveniences, so you're not getting taxed for having this much fun. In reality, inside the cabin, it feels like a regular truck. There's nothing exotic about it. It's only when you're beating on the engine and the drivetrain that it becomes an exotic for you. So you're getting the best of both worlds. So that's the gist of it. It doesn't steer very well. It doesn't handle very well. It doesn't ride very well, but it rips. And the gear spacing is excellent. The shifter feels great. It's comfortable to be inside. It's just fun. And frankly, what's wrong with fun? So what makes the Ram SRT10 special? Well, they only made 9,700 of them, and of those, about half of them were regular cabs. The more rare ones would be they made 200, which are the white commemorative ones. Then they made 199, the yellow fever, and 119, the black night runners from 2006. But the most rare one of all is the 52 VCA Viper Club of America versions. A truck like this one, they made 1,484 of them. So what's it like to own a Ram SRT10? Well, this one is my second one. The first one was another 2004. It was black and it was a savage. That thing had higher mileage. The engine was built, it had a shortened deck, it had lifters, long tube headers, larger injectors, a cam. Frankly, it felt a little out of control always. But it was a great driver quality and it was reliable. And I had that truck, and it was, to me, it was like a test to see if I could live and enjoy one of these trucks for long term. And it passed the test, and I decided, you know what, time to sell the old one and let me look for one that is in far better condition, one that's more stock, and that I'm going to want to keep it forever. And that's how I landed on this red 2004. So in terms of trouble, these things, it's very minor stuff, I think. The biggest, most prevalent problem is the leaking high pressure power steering oil cooler lines. They don't make those anymore. Once those things start leaking, you're gonna have to replace them with braided stainless steel lines, which are readily available. And that, I had to do that with the black pickup, and it was about $750 to repair. It's not a big deal. The bigger issue with it is the truck has just a batshit crazy system where the cooling fan is hydraulic, and it shares that hydraulic fluid with the power steering, and then there's also an oil cooler in there, so there's a lot of plumbing involved. If those oil lines start leaking, the power steering pump is going to seize. If that power steering pump is going to seize, it's going to take the air conditioner compressor with it because they're connected by a belt. So now you lose power steering, and you lose air conditioning, and you also lose the engine's ability to cool itself. So at that point, you're like, chaos, the end of the world. It isn't. It's not the end of the world. It's not a difficult thing to fix, but it'll ruin your day. The first time you don't know what's going on, it's like, it's focaccia. You know, that's not a big deal. And also the power steering pumps, you can't get those anymore. So you have to buy them remanufactured or Chinese copies, which they work fine. The cooling fan, people will replace the hydraulically actuated one with an electric cooling fan. Pretty common thing to do. It's not a big deal again. So all in, that whole situation, it's just weird, but it's not expensive to rectify. Possibly the biggest problem with the truck, though, is the Tremec T56 manual transmission. Now, those transmissions are shared with Vipers and with Corvette. They can handle 600-800 horsepower, no problem. In a car that's less than 4,000 pounds. This pickup truck is 5,400 pounds. Transmission's not designed to handle 5,400 pound truck. So if you beat on it, if you go drag racing with it a lot or do a lot of burnouts every day, you're gonna tax that transmission. And those transmissions, they don't make them anymore. Finding rebuild kits, not easy. If you can get it done, it's gonna be like $3,000. What people are doing now, they're upgrading them to a TR6060, I think is the model number. It's a better transmission, but you know, that's a lot of money. It's like $6,000 at that point. Personally, I don't know anybody who drag races these trucks. I don't know anybody who's had a problem with the transmission, and I know dozens of these trucks at this point. So it's not really something to worry about. Let's see, what else is a problem? There's really no other problems with the truck. Anything, it's around 1,500. It's pretty simple. The engine is so robust and so under stress. There's never any problems with the engine, except for the very expensive 8.1 liters worth of synthetic oil. The oil changes are every 5,000 miles, and they're expensive. But you do that, the engine's going to treat you well. So what changes did Dodge do to the truck to make it a Ram SRT10 from the regular Ram? Well, first and foremost, Chrysler owned Lamborghini back then, and they had Lamborghini engineer a whole new engine. It's an aluminum block and head V10, 8.3 liters. It's got 500 horsepower, 525 foot-pounds of torque. It sends that power to the back through a T56 Tremec 6-speed manual transmission. And out back is a Dana 60 rear end with a limited slip differential. The differential had 410 gears on the 2004s, and then the later years all had 456 gears for harder acceleration. The truck has bigger disc brakes front and rear. In the 2004s, it was 2-piston calipers. Later years, they changed them all to the 4-piston calipers. On the outside, you can see it has a front spoiler with lower body ground effects, has a wing out back, 22-inch wheels, and a hood scoop. On the inside, the Ram SRT had the Viper seats. They're 8-way power adjustable for the driver. Has a 6-speed Hurst shifter, adjustable powered pedals, snazzy trim on the dash and the doors, Viper floor mats, got a big old subwoofer between the seats, and a 160 mile per hour speedometer. So you were thinking about getting into one of these trucks. I know the Viperness of it can be daunting. Dodge Viper is an exotic car, legit exotic, and this thing's got that engine, and it's got the transmission and the differential and the big brakes and the cooling system. It's all very daunting. But in reality, the Viperness of it has not been a problem. It's been excellent. The Dodge Ramness of it, on the other hand, you're dealing with a 20-year-old pickup truck. Believe it or not, you go to the dealership, they don't even have parts for it anymore. Yeah, it's 20 years old, but damn it, there's so many of them on the road. How do you not have parts for this truck? It is crazy to me. But you go on the internet like you would for any other car, and you buy parts and everything is available. It's not a big deal. So if you agree with me or disagree with me, let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please consider sharing the videos with somebody you know who might enjoy it. Maybe they'll subscribe. That'd be tremendously helpful for the channel. Thank you.